Hello and welcome to From Misfit to Mystic. Get ready for my unfiltered, off-the-cuff, raw and real radio show that puts evolutionary leaders from all over the world into the spotlight. Leaders who have taken themselves from feeling unseen, unworthy, and out of place to becoming unapologetic for who they were born to be. I'm your host, Lisa Dawn Lajoie, and we will be digging into the victorious impact that these powerful change makers give to the world with their purpose, how they monetize their magnificence daily, and how they confidently stepped into co-creating the life of their dreams. Now let's dig into today's episode. What's happening, friends? Are you excited? I'm so excited. From Misfit to Misfit is back on live. I'm so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to share today one of my most favorite people in the entire planet, a soul sister, beautiful friend, colleague, empowerment leader, Vanessa Simpkins. I can't wait to dig into the show. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about transformation. She's going to blow your mind through the roof. If you don't walk away from this show inspired, excited, and walking around with goosebumps for the rest of the day, knowing the kind of inspiration and life you can lead, I don't know what else to say. You're going to need to listen to this a couple of times because she is going to blow us all through the roof. She has been featured on Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC television for her best-selling books, Take Your Power Back Now, and From Bankrupt to $900 a Day Selling Mops. Vanessa is passionate and effective when coaching. She inspires entrepreneurs to skyrocket their confidence and generate high volume cash flow with solid sales attraction systems and mindset mastery tools that bring prosperity and greater purpose. I'm telling you, that's a fact, and that is absolutely true because she's helped me do it too. Vanessa's company, Take Your Power Back Now, exists to help you make consistent cash flow from your coaching business, be a conscious creator while enjoying more confidence about yourself, selling your services for higher prices, owning your value and being visible in the marketplace, making an impact with your inspirational and empowering message, and really showing up live to live your purpose. Vanessa, welcome to the show. Let's dig in and rock and roll, my friend. All right. Welcome, Vanessa, to From Misfit to Mystic. You know, I'm so excited that you're here, and I have to tell you something right now. We've had this massive storm in Montreal, and the first time we met, the magical moment we met was in a storm in Montreal. So this is so apropos. It's so perfect. It's so amazing, and I'm really excited to have you here today. So let's start with, talk to me a little bit about you and who you are and what you're up to.
Well, thank you for having me here on the show. We did meet 10 years ago when I did my first workshop ever in a freaking massive snowstorm in Montreal. I thought, oh my God, no one's going to show up. And 20 people showed up. Lisa was one of them. We hit it off immediately. Mm-hmm. And then we went to get together and have, what was it, Vietnamese food, where you channeled my dead father over, Vietnamese food, and we became fast friends, and we've been, phenomenal friends ever since. And so I'm so grateful for you in my life, and thank you for having me here. A little bit about who I am. That's kind of a loaded question, but my name is Vanessa Simpkins. I run a women's empowerment company called Take Your Power Back Now. And I'm most proud of the safe space that our programs that our programs create for women to do their deep inner healing and transformation work. The whole premise of the company is to help women overcome fear and thrive. And we help women all around the world, coaches, healers, speakers, authors, skyrocket their confidence and their cash flow. Yep. And that process, we take people through an 8-week boot camp. We have a year-long mastermind. We do retreats. I have books, blah, blah, blah. But, the real healing, getting entrepreneurs onto the online sphere, helping them with their mindset, helping them own their value, helping them break through their visibility blocks, helping them with their copywriting, with their marketing, with their sales, with their Facebook ads. We do all of that. But the thing I'm most most proud of, and proud isn't even the word, is more like honored.
Yeah.
You know, to show up every day and swear and make money inspiring people, you know, telling stories. Like, wow, I get to do this. This is pretty rad.
I get to be totally myself. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you know, you're very special to me for sure. And you know that. And I'm always telling people about your generosity and how much you just are so vulnerable and open about, you know, which, you know, we talked about this last time. We had a conversation about vulnerability is really about being victorious in your life. And the more we share, you know, the more we become victorious in the things that we're doing. And to me, you know, I have so much like respect for what you've built. You know, I've been very blessed to watch it from the beginning and to see every single turn and how much power it has to see a person show up, do what you got to do, learn from it, fall down, get up, go a little farther, go a little deeper, self-discover, and then just be on this train that you're on now, this incredibly magnificent, you know, community of people that are there, what you've built. Like, I'm, first of all, obviously so proud of you. It's amazing. And anyone who is looking for, you know, wanting to rise a little bit higher in your business, please, like, check out Vanessa and just get involved. You know, there's so much that you offer, you know, in every single way in the work that you're doing. But I want to know, because I know it wasn't always like that. You know, it wasn't like if you just woke up one day and blinked your eyes and were like, here I am, victorious, and I'm amazing, and everything's great. I know there were times where, you know, how did you end up here? Like, what your challenges were is something that I love talking about on the show, because I think it's really important for people to know that from sharing our vulnerabilities and our truth, that they can rise too, that there's a way, even if you feel horrible about yourself, even if you feel totally disempowered or you don't have confidence. So how did you, like, where were you when this started, and what really made you just turn that key on and say yes?
Well, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been many moments, you know, many shitstorms, let's call it, you know, when crash and burn on the floor. Going bankrupt was probably one of the first events. And I like to say that, you know, God puts you in a pile of shit, and how you get out becomes your service to the world, becomes your delivery, becomes your message. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the things that I've done really well. And, you know, Take Your Power Back Now is becoming a global brand, a woman, and not just a cool company, but it's become a movement. Mm-hmm. There's 30 people that work on my team. We did $387,000 last month. Holy shit. You know?
So amazing.
I started out in business making a ton of mistakes. I went bankrupt. I invested the wrong things at the wrong time because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And so in our programs, you know, I love to be able to give people that, not just the process or the blueprint, but let me help you get in the right lane for where you're at right now, and just give you the next 3 steps. So first thing I did in business was, you know, I made a ton of mistakes. I went bankrupt because I didn't understand that as an entrepreneur, you got to be marketing and selling yourself all day long, you know, not tooling around and organizing your desk and, you know, ignoring and denying and avoiding rejection and possible failure. Right? Real success is overcoming the fear of failure. 90% of success is showing up. I tell that to my clients hey, raise your hand if you're first day here, keep them up. 2 rules, only 2 rules. Number 1, you know, no comparing yourself to anyone here, and no competing with any other woman. This is a safe space. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, I know I made a ton of mistakes. I went bankrupt, and then I turned it into a story. You know, the first book I wrote was called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day Selling Mops.
Yep.
And that's a true story. You know, it's not glamorous, but it's the truth. And I hustled and strapped my tits on and started selling these mops and lint removers on stages, and, you know, did 4 years of in the trenches study of law of attraction, of sales, of marketing, of, you know, performance, you know, being a really engaging performer. And that's how I struggled. I mean, I was making $1,000 a day sometimes selling freaking mops. Okay. Like what? But that's how I was able to, and I couldn't, for whatever reason, I couldn't start my business. I couldn't get out there. I didn't know how, I had these massive visibility blocks, massive resistance.
Yeah.
And so it was my exploration to uncover that, that led me to a lot of personal development work. And then I started sharing what I learned. And that got me into the space of helping other entrepreneurs understand, how to overcome their visibility blocks. What's that really about? How do you dismantle your resistance? How do I know what's resistance and intuition? What's the ego? What's resistance? What's my intuition? How do I tell the difference? How do I get guidance? How do I act on it? What do I do? What do I call myself? So, that was one of the first major movements. It came in a pile of shit called bankruptcy. Right? How I got out, so every time life gives you lemonades and you like lemons and you make lemonade. Yep. So that was the first one. And then I was in a emotionally abusive relationship that turned physically abusive with a narcissist for 8 years. I swear to God, I love the man to death. I mean, still this day, it's one of my biggest love stories ever. Yeah. Also the deepest pain and hurt that came from that. Yeah. And I remember, it was the violent episode in a hotel room. And, for years I'd been praying to God, show me my purpose. Well, who am I here to serve? I'll do it. I surrender, all this stuff. And then when I got to escape from the hotel, nearly got killed in that hotel room. And I had my own part in that. Hey, escaped to the taxi. And I thought to myself, God, why is this happening to me? And I heard this loud, booming, calm, peaceful, solid, so you can help women not fall into the same patterns. I love it. Yeah. And then I started crying. I was like, oh, hell no. I don't want to tell a story about addiction and emotional abuse and you're fucking kidding me. Rewind, delete. I don't want to do it. This is not how I'm going to come out in the world and serve the world. No. Right. Let me just hang on to that story for 5 years. And that story, when it finally got told, became a best-selling book. Take Your Power Back Now, is a global movement. I've been on national television, Fox, ABC, NBC television. Who cares about that? But the fact of the story that you least want to tell is the story you must tell. And so, in our programs, we help women, find their authentic selling stories and give them the courage to find their strength through pain and put a voice to it. This one of the things that I do really well is tell on myself.
You do. You really do. And you turn it into victory all the time.
That you can't keep, if you have secrets, this is where shame lives, which lowers your vibration, and you have to turn the secret into sacred. Mm-hmm. And that happens by having the courage and risking being vulnerable to share your truth with love with another person. That's how we actually rid shame from the body. And we have several different processes we help our clients with this, but it can be as simple as just making a list of all the people who've hurt you. Yeah. And I did this with my friend the other day. I said, Franco, I got a process, man. You do one, I do one. You do one, I do one. Okay. And just like sharing all of these shame, this person hurt me and this and this and this. And what actually happens, I'm having another massive spiritual awakening. There's going to be another book. Oh my God, I know, right? Like what? Yeah. This one's going to be very easy. It's called Wrap Your Love in Salami.
Yes.
It's about sharing your truth with love. Yes. So what happens when we risk sharing, when we risk being vulnerable, because I've been fierce. I mean, I got like PhD in fierce, but vulnerable, like letting people pick me up off the floor while my nose is sniveling and I don't know about that. But no, I did that. And wow, the universe, love, God's source, the universe came to just overwhelm me with support and accountability and love, not accountability, but support and love and support and love. So what happens when we rid our energetic systems of shame and lower vibrations, we actually create the space, and then we become a greater capacity, our greater capacity to channel the divine. We become that greater capacity to not hold love, but to express it, to be it. Yeah. And that turns your life into a magic fucking carpet ride, man.
That's true. And it is. Yours definitely is. Mine too. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. Honestly. So let me ask you a question, because that's like, obviously, like, I'm excited, anytime we talk, I'm excited, and it's great. But it is Valentine's Day. And I like this conversation you're leading. I know there's people listening today who are suffering, and there's some women out there who are in pain and they don't understand how to take that risk. And I would love it if you gave a couple of, you've given a lot of already nuggets of gold about like, listen, this is what you have to do. But what happened to you in the moment when you walked out of the hotel room, when you stood, like what happened to you inside? What clicked that you said yes to inside? Because I think there's a way for people to tune in with that experience through the openness of who they are to say yes to themselves. And something was happening inside you in that moment where you just went, that's it. And now I'm going somewhere else.
Well,
is there any wisdom in that moment you want to share?
So let's talk about standards.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about standards, because I have come into a level of mastery in my life. And my husband and now my current husband and I are now separating. So there is another massive awakening happening. It's only been the greatest gift and celebration that love has ever given me yet. I don't hate this man. I think he's wonderful. He's on his journey and I'm on mine. I have nothing but reverence and grace for the role that he played in this deep healing and awakening, not only in my life, but everybody's lives who know and touch us, and all of our families. And it is just a beautiful thing, and a messy and tumultuous, and the emotions. Yeah, all that exists there too, right? But here's the deal. It should have happened. It should have happened exactly the way it happened. How do I know? Because it did. You argue with reality. That's suffering.
Yes.
So any of the women that are listening, saying, I shouldn't be single, I should be married, where's my king, what's wrong with me? No, you should be single because you are.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you just embrace it and start finding out, I have the most incredible life. I husband is gone, my house is so peaceful. I have not been bored, not for a second. I have not that time to be bored. There's so many beautiful, wonderful conversations, information, synchronicities, signs, people, events. I mean, woo! So what happened, and I'm going to go back to several years ago, coming out of that hotel room and now in my life today, is I set a standard.
Yep.
The universe is the benevolent universe is rejoicing to bless you in your prosperity.
Yes.
But it's only going to give you what you tolerate and settle for.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Only. It tests you.
Yeah.
So this is where we're coming into being a fierce feminine love leader. This is, the movement now that Take Your Power Back now is going into. We have a live event happening here that you're going to be speaking at in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's been an incredible expression and expansion of, source coming together, pulling all these pieces. It's so incredible to witness, But it's terrifying to set a new standard. And I mean, standards, we can talk about them all day long, right? Set them high. You're only going to get what you tolerate. So you're only going to, what are you settling for in your relationships, in your health, in your business, in your finances, from yourself? Right. And, people don't change, or they get stuck because they act in fear. They act out of fear instead of acting out of love. Yeah. Okay. Fear would have you stay in a bad relationship or a bad job. Because you don't think you can get any better, because you think you'll go broke if you leave, because it's all fear. It's all bullshit. And that's when we don't take the risk to put a standard, because listen, you're going to set a new standard. The shit is going to hit the fan, man. Things are going to break down. The things are going to burn because here's why. Okay. Yeah. So beautiful. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 20 years old. If you're 20 years old, man, holy shit.
Totally. When we were 20, it was like a little bit of hope. Like a maybe I could meet another type of guy. Now it's like standard city. That's awesome.
Standards. Because when we set standards, what we're really saying is I love myself enough.
Yeah.
That I'm only available
Mm-hmm.
for this.
Yeah.
And not that.
Yep.
Okay. And that love is actually going to burn away anything that is not truth.
Yes, that's what happens.
And it doesn't mean that people are good or bad. It just is. We are meaning-making machines. But why don't we get rid of good and bad, right and wrong, and it just is, and then see if these people rise to meet us. And if they don't, the universe is going to come roaring in to fill that vacuum to match your standard. And I've proven this to myself, not only in relationships, now in business. I mean, there's 30 people, somewhat more, maybe more, I don't know, that work for this company.
Yeah.
And I've done this with sales managers, with sales team members, with, took me 5 people to find my business manager, raising the standards. Oh my God, if I lose this person, and then wham, wow. I like talk to one person. Hey, here's how we're going to help you make so much more money. I got to think about it. Okay. I got to go on this call. Oh, I'm late for this call. Oh shit. You're my new sales manager. What the fuck? I was late for the call. It was already set up. What?
Yeah.
But we hold back. We say, wait. Ooh, I don't know about that. And so you have to, you have to be willing to risk everything to get everything.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the terror barrier, right? That's when we, we don't know, it's fear of the unknown. Ooh, that's what happens. Get rid of that. You have to, I heard somebody mention that faith is the substance of the unseen yet coming into form. You must have the faith. And so in our programs, I very much teach a very specific process for, uncovering this. Open the mind, say, oh, look at that gremlin. Oh, wow. Look, that thought lives in your mind. That belief is in there. Wow. There's a radical honesty. Let's take radical responsibility and turn it around and install something else so that your subconscious expresses something else, your vibration, because that's a law, right? We work with laws like gravity. Yeah. Everyone jumps off the roof, you're going down. That's the way it works. Everyone breathes oxygen. Last time I checked, there are laws. So how do you learn how to play within those laws? And that's why we have, such great success with our clients. Not that people would consciously sabotage themselves. They wouldn't. You just don't know.
They don't know.
No one's taught you. Sure. People don't teach this stuff in school. I don't know what they teach. Math. We have fucking calculators, people. Who that gives a shit about long division and this and that? I'm not a mathematician. I want to know how to create my reality. I want to know how to be a conscious creator. I want to know how to make money. I want to know how to live my purpose and impact people and inspire people and speak my truth and sign me up for that course. Where did we get that in school? No, it doesn't. We get it in our programs, but it didn't exist in school. So don't beat yourself up for where you are at. It's simply a level of understanding that you can open yourself up to, right? When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question about that, because this is amazing. Like, all of this is extremely important to everybody and anybody in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Like, and I know who you are, like, very deeply. And I understand you're a powerhouse. You have courage beyond most people. You just are an action go-getter, and not everybody's like that. Right. But standards are standards, right?
I just failed more than perhaps a few other people.
That's a great way to put it.
Failure is a lesson and success is a lesson applied.
Yeah. But the thing that is so interesting is every failure that you have gone through, you've always gotten up and understood something specific, which has allowed you and pushed you to continue. And is it the faith that pushes you from those points? Or is it the belief in yourself? Is it a concoction of something that you know?
Well, here's what it is. The truth is that life is happening for you.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Not to you.
I love it.
Life is happening for you, not to you. And so that's a very core belief. That's a foundational belief. When the universe sometimes, like that, when I got out of that relationship with a narcissist, it became a very toxic, physically abusive relationship. Yeah. It went too far. That was life giving me a 2x4 on the side of the head wake-up call. Okay. a separation from my husband, which is going to lead to a divorce. I mean, that's even like, oh my God.
Yeah.
However, this was done with love.
Yes.
This was a very different experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still a wake up freaking call.
Yeah. Is that the mindset?
Not a 2x4 wake up call.
Right.
It's a Q-tip.
You were seeing it coming. You're like,
well, no, actually, I don't want to get into too many of the details of it because it's still very fresh and very new.
Of course.
I'm still committed to telling the truth no matter what consequences fear might position and show me. So, which is why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
That's called integrity. Yes. And that's where confidence comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But life is happening only for your highest good. There's only love here for you. And we have free will, so we can choose to listen, tune into the intuition, not listen. And we also have permission to be human beings learning. Mm-hmm. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress. I'll be learning till the day I die because I have a commitment to the truth.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that the propeller, right? The way of thinking, the beliefs that you've chosen to integrate inside of you, the way you're talking and thinking, those decisions are the propeller. Like there's no other way but to look when you have all that wisdom inside, when you know life is happening for you, the universe is on your side. It's easier. It's easier to look at a hard situation, right?
You kind of get like these muscles, okay? Like if you go to the gym, work out, your muscles have a certain density. If you don't go for a couple of days, your body doesn't get out of whack. You take a little break. But let's say if I was going to like run a marathon tomorrow, I'd probably croak, okay? Like I haven't been training. Not going to happen. But so in the process of evolution and change and growth, I'm a fucking baller. I've been at the gym every single day. Mm-hmm. I've not just been at the gym. I've been training the freaking fierce feminine love leaders, man. Okay, so I know my truth through experience. Yeah. And nobody and nothing can take that from me. Mm-hmm. And I only inspire others to get to that knowing and certainty and confidence. And nobody can give it to you. I tell my clients this morning, this is how it works. These are the laws. This is your job to do. I wouldn't do it for you even if I could. Yeah. Because it would take away your empowerment.
Totally. Simple
to do, simple not to do, guys. This is the real mind bender. Healing is very scary for these. You have to face your fears. You got to face your emotions. Oh, yeah. Emotions are the most terrifying thing in the world. People go, porn, food, smoking, drinking. It's a fucking emotion for shit.
Sure, they do.
What the fuck? It's crazy.
It's just a little feeling. Let me run.
Okay, healing is it's amazing. It's really amazing.
It is.
But we're human beings. We're learning. So the whole point of this was about, facing your fears, running emotions. The processes are simple. They're easy to do, easy not to do.
Yeah.
And when life gets painful enough for you to actually face it and look at it and take a step into the unknown and set a standard and risk losing to get something, then you start to see change. And as hard as it is, it's not easy. It's beautiful and messy and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's the most thrilling freaking magic carpet ride ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So life is happening, my truth at this stage, at this time. I'm 40 years old. Mm-hmm.
And you're looking great.
Best freaking year of my life.
Yeah.
Even amongst all this chaos.
It's amazing.
Our company did the best month ever.
Incredible. Yeah.
And there's been a lot of tears, and there's been a lot of, understanding and learning,
I do. I really do.
A lot of love, more greater capacity. So the cracks that you have,
Mm-hmm.
the deeper the crack, the more love comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is stuff I've proven to myself now. No one can take that away from me. And
difference too, right? That's the difference is, you are learning and anchoring in the lessons and revealing every time you have an idea and say, this looks like a truth. And then it becomes a reality because you see it in real time. It anchors in the belief even more and the knowingness even more. So it's easier to rise because you have that faith because of all that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I adore you, and I've watched so much of your growth, and like the person you are today is like mind blowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind blowing. I always tell you they're like, because I'm on your website and stuff like that. People call me and I'm like, you don't understand. That is all real. Like what you see is real. It's not bullshit. Like this is real. Like she is that generous. She really means what she says. This is real. This is a person who is willing to tell you their deepest truth of pain and their deepest truth of truth. You know what I mean? And what else do we need? That's the example. Like that's the most empowering thing. I love everything you've said, obviously, like for real. Like if people are writing notes and like, basically like jotting down things to keep. And if you're not, you better listen to this replay because there's so much you've said that's so inspiring, so wonderful, so magical, and so real. Like real. You know what I mean? Do you consider yourself a spiritual entrepreneur?
Oh yeah. I grew this business with no credit cards after a bankruptcy. All I had was my intuition.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Oh yeah.
To make the next decision, the next investment. Didn't have, a rich daddy with a trust fund. No. Yeah. Me and my intuition, or me and God's source.
Yeah.
And, money loves speed. So, if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this, the speed I'm talking about is tuning in, listening, and then acting. Tuning in, listening, acting. Tuning in, listening, acting. And what I'm most really fascinated and intrigued with at this stage of the journey is really helping women through this emotional detox process, right? Oh, yeah. We have beliefs, we have thoughts that create stress and chaos, and it's kind of like we take a soda can, Pepsi, and shake the fucking can! It's going all over the wall! Okay, now I'm being like, I'm just playing. But I'm serious.
It's like that.
I love laughing and being silly. So you have a soda can, and this freaking soda's all over the walls now. And we're trying to lick and drink off the freaking walls. What would be easier if we just went from the can and had a nice calm sip?
Yeah. It's a great visual.
So we can't really hear our intuition while we have all that turmoil and the emotions and the this and the that. We can't even hear it. Mm-hmm. That has to be run out. That has to be calmed down, cleared out, run out of our system. And then, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm hearing, wow. My clients this morning, what should I do, Vanessa? I said, go have a bath.
What?
They're like, wait a minute. I should be doing a funnel. I said, no, you should have a bath, man. You should go put the bath in yourself, light a candle, and chill the fuck out. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do. The best thing you can do is chill out, calm down so you can tune in.
Yeah.
And that's really moving from this masculine energy of doing and like pressure and hustle. And I've been all that. I did that, been there. This is another stage of like very feminine being and only acting from that impulse of love. And I have more time than I've ever had. I have more fulfillment than I ever thought possible. The people in my life, my team is like my family. I love them so dearly. It is a pleasure and an honor to watch them rise as the company rises, the clients, the results. I've not just proven itself on me. There's hundreds and now thousands of other women that take our programs. And I'm just very grateful to be the leader of this, with me, wow, it's very humbling and awesome. I'm in awe. I'm in a state of awe and reverence.
Isn't it beautiful that, to me, like one of the most empowering things is that you're sharing your journey and inspiring so many people, because you accelerate their experience, because you're sharing what not to do, what you did already for them, so they can just hear and go and move and have results without as much pain as they would if they were on their own. You know what I mean? Because that to me is the most significant thing. Your lessons being the acceleration for somebody else's life experience. You know what I mean?
And we don't have to do it alone. Entrepreneurs, just because we have a computer, you have a computer, you can be anywhere in the world. Yeah. And alone in your house. You know what I mean? You can be alone. It can be actually, wait a minute, I quit my job to sign up for this thing and now you're alone. You don't have to do it alone.
Yep.
And the truth will set you free.
It will. It does.
It might piss you off first.
It
might create some chaos while everything burns.
Yeah.
But what will come filling in will be, just awesome.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And we can share our truth with love. That was another big piece for me. I have this little dog, Houdini. He's sleeping over here. And Houdini! I can't wait. You're a little Houdini.
I can't wait to see him.
I know. And he's getting older. He's getting older and he's limping, and I got to give him these pills in the morning. I used to just jam him down, open the dog's mouth, jam the pills down the throat, kind of like how I used to jam the truth down people's throat.
Right.
Brutally honest. And
wow.
then,
yeah.
although now I wrap it in salami and he eats it. Oh,
yeah.
And then Cisco comes around. The other dog is like, I want salami too. Okay, you get some salami.
Yeah.
How can we wrap our truth with love?
Yeah.
Because the truth needs to be said, but sometimes some people need an extra slice of salami. So don't harm the human. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience at different levels of conscious expansion, understanding, learning.
Absolutely.
And it's not good or bad, eh?
No.
It's not I'm better than somebody else. I'm not. I'm at my stage where I'm at.
So amazing. I love it. I want to talk to you about what's happening next. I want the audience to know more about where you're going. I know the movement is shifting and growing, and I want to know a little bit about that. Like what's rising inside with this fierce woman leadership?
Well, we're doing our first live event in sunny San Diego, February 22nd, 23rd, 24th. You can still get tickets at wealthycoachacademylive.com. I mentioned that before, but I'm mentioning it now. wealthycoachacademylive.com. Lisa will be there speaking. My whole team will be there speaking. We'll be taking, our clients. So that's new. That's something I'm very excited about. Something I resisted for a long time. I'm like, it's going to be crazy. It's great. It's been very easy, actually. All the pieces have come together so nicely and beautifully. And so we'll be covering, how to help women move through shame. And so that you can break through those visibility blocks. We'll be taking them through our 10K and 30-day process. We'll be talking about Facebook ads. We're talking about getting clear on your message, like really walking people through our blueprint. We'll be talking about intuition in business, how to find strength through your pain, how to do videos, all of that stuff. We have our graduates coming, some of our year-long VIP clients. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this will be something that we continue to do in the future for sure. Inside that container, I'm going to dance my freaking pants off because I love music and I love dancing and the rock stars coming out, man. That's it. And that's been another big gift. And then I also feel like we'll be doing, it's interesting because women have been reaching out to me all over the world. And I mean, at 4 a.m, sending me videos, from the UK. I'm like, I know, and I'm supposed to be on your team, and I know we're supposed to work together, and I'm going to do this, and I'll be your UK representative. And I'm like, yep. All right. Absolutely. Yes. So there'll be events that we'll do really around the world is what I'm feeling, specifically helping women with this emotional detox process and how that relates to business. Because if you can't be seen, you don't have a business. So I don't care how many courses you take. You're going to have to face your fears. You're going to have to face that shame one way or another. And then when you do, then you can actually show up and, do the funnel or, do the sales attraction system. So we'll be doing more live events for sure. I think speaking and singing and dancing on stages around the world, for me, sign me up. Yep, I'll do that. I'm not afraid of that anymore. I used to be terrified of how big my purpose was. And Take Your Power Back now is really becoming, it's a global brand. I mean, it's like a chicken soup for the soul. Take your power back now in the bedroom. Take your power back now with your kids, with your lover. Like there's so many franchises that can come out of it. It's really amazing. And I'm, kind of here for the ride. The business has got its own momentum. I was telling this to my business manager, Michelle, one day when she came to Laguna Beach, and I said, I'm not pushing and driving this thing. I'm sometimes hanging on the freaking train, man, for a ride. Like,
yeah.
You just got birthed. The kid came out of diapers and took off, and I'm like, wow. It's really.
It has a heartbeat of its own now.
Yeah, it has its own momentum and movement.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My job is to just, show up, lean in, and say yes to what feels right.
So good.
We're starting a new YouTube channel, Take Your Power Back Now, YouTube, Instagram. So videos, these podcasts, like interviews like this, I think would be really, really interesting. I love that you invite me on the show.
I love having you here because I think it's so important to share. And, and I think what you said is 100% true. Too many people are, trying to figure it out by themselves. And the more we just connect together and show and talk and connect and have these events and get together and people to I can't wait to see all the people there and your graduates meeting each other. I'm so stoked to be a witness to this experience, to see them all in the flesh, saying, oh, and having the energy of love and contribution that has happened from them being together and you and your team being a part of their efforts to build success, be happier, understand, heal. I'm going to ride that wave of just observing this incredible energy that we're going to experience. I'm so delighted that I'm going to be there and I can't wait to see what happens, and what happens for you.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very excited about it too. It's
going to be so much fun.
Oh my gosh. I'm very excited. Yes. It is going to be an amazing experience.
Are we going to say dance your pants off or panties off? Which way are we going?
Anyway you want. I'm sure some of our clients don't wear panties, so let's say dance your pants.
Yes, raw, real, radical. Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have loved this whole journey with you for sure. You know what I mean? I mean,
we're just getting started. This is the most interesting thing is I feel like I'm just getting started, 10 years in and I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
We're going to continue our programs, our 10K and 30-day program, which is an 8-week boot camp, an online mastermind. We're going to continue our bikini business year-long program, which is a year-long mastermind. We have events. We have Soul Sister masterminds in Hawaii, in Laguna Beach, California, these live events. So there's going to be a new book. And whatever else Source decides is the time. To express. I'm going to lean in and say yes and show up for that.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about you, and it is actually probably my favorite thing about you, is your generosity from the spiritual place is so enormous. You've always been like that since the day I met you. You've always been what else can I do? How else can I serve? What else can I do? You are just here. You give so much free content. You give so much to people. It doesn't matter where they are or what they're doing. You just want everybody to experience their true essence, who they are, and to rise into whatever occasion they're supposed to be living and breathing and existing in. And it shows in everything you do. It's my favorite thing. Your generosity is one of my favorite things because it's not just on a layer of practical sense. It's on every layer that you just want people to all feel how great this and how absolutely impeccable they are wherever they are. It doesn't matter. There's so much more, so I'm just so excited that you came on the show and that we're here and we're I got to hang out. I got to get inspired. You know what I mean? I just all I have to do is turn the key with it and there you go. Here, just
pull the cord. Let it rip.
That's my girl. Boom, here you go. And, you know, just totally spiritually inspired and soul-based inspired. It's so wonderful, you know. Is there anything you want to close the show with that you think is really significant for people at Valentine's Day that you want to
share? You know what? There's a three parts system that I like to share with people, because it really is that simple. You know, whether you're in Valentine's Day and you're looking for love for another person, I would say stop looking out there and start looking inside. You know, you get whole with you first and you'll attract that. And we talked about standards. So if you're single, that might be a great time to, you know, write down, you know, what am I tolerating? What am I just putting up with? What am I going to stop tolerating and putting up with? And, you know, explore what, you know, the terror barrier of setting those standards. And the process of change is really very simple. You know, it really is. It's so simple. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. It's, you know, the first step is to make a decision, right? So you decide, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate that. And the word decide, desire, decision in Latin means to kill off all other opportunities. Okay. And when we make a decision, we wield our power. Okay. And then that's the first key. So make a decision. I am going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I want this. I don't, you know, make a decision. That's step one. Step number two is you got to commit. You know, you got to go all in. If you want to, you know, fly to Italy, you got to buy the plane ticket, right? You're not going to sprout wings. Sorry. You're not. You got to commit. And then once you commit, that explodes the expansion. All the money, all the people, all the opportunities, you know, show up to come and deliver that. So I'm going to leave that one with you. It's not outside of you. You know, you really do have the power to change your life when you make a decision and commit and watch the expansion take off.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter what subject, whether it's self-love, relationship, business, finding your purpose, it doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean? Those three steps are key, totally key. And I know, because you told me to do that a long time ago, and I do that too.
Right on.
You're like, keep it simple, Lisa. 1, 2, 3. Okay, man. Thanks. That's awesome. Thank you. So I am totally excited about the upcoming event. And for those of you that, you know, want to join us, you're in San Diego, you're in LA, anywhere around the area, get in touch.
Come on down.
You know,
we're going to have a good time.
We're going to have a really good time. There's going to be, I mean, you could see it right here now, like what it's going to be like, you know what I mean? And you can find Vanessa on takeyourpowerbacknow.com. And also the event is, say it again, the link for
Wealthy Coach Academy Live.com.
And come and join us. And you have an amazing offer for everyone too. You want to share what that is?
You mean for the tickets?
For the tickets, yeah.
Yeah, we made it really affordable, like ridiculous. We were going to originally do it just for our clients. And we had so many clients say, can I bring my assistant? Can I bring my husband? Can I bring a friend? Can I bring a colleague? They're not in your program. We said, yeah, let's open it up to the general public. Not kids, obviously, because, you know, I do swear. So we're going to have some adult conversation and a good time. So don't bring your kids. But when you buy a ticket, the tickets are $300 and you get to bring 2 people with you. So it's really $100 a person. It's nothing for 2.5.
Hey, it's 3 days of value. 3, not 1.
3 days. We include lunch on the first day.
Yeah.
And we have some fun networking opportunities for people too. We have a dancing diva coming down from Montreal. Patty Contenta's coming down too. She does like sensuality and dance. So we're going to have a freaking great time, dance party on Saturday night. And then a lot of great content and connecting facilitation processes. So, you know, I feel like it's so important for entrepreneurs to connect, right? Because we're all always at home by ourselves on the computer, but you're a thoroughbred. You're not normal. In case you haven't realized it, you're not normal. You know, you got to hang out with the other thoroughbreds.
Yes, you do.
Ponies are great, but you're a thoroughbred. Yeah, and you can't get, because a lot of entrepreneurs, their husbands, their wives, or their friends, they don't get it. They don't get you. and they try and protect you, and it's enough, like you got to hang out with people who believe in you, can hold you accountable, have a vision, have a system. You need to be, that's the best things I've ever done in the masterminds I've invested in, was meet other friends, right?
Absolutely.
Life. So connect with your tribe.
Yeah.
And that's the most, I think, epic portion of this gathering. The transformation, but the people you're going to meet here, the connection. Yeah. That's what I'm excited about.
And you have an outstanding team. It's going to, just the fact that they're all going to share, this is going to be amazing. And of course, I'll be there too, which will be totally exciting for sure. We're going to have a great time. Vanessa, I love you.
I love you, Lisa.
You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for being and making this show one of my favorites. So see you in LA, everybody, and San Diego, everybody. Okay. And thank you so much.